So if you haven't seen the community post I've made about this series, at this recording I currently hold the B-Class world record at Savolax with the Raiden RS at 1 minute 5.2. However, I think I was more impressed with the fact I managed to get a 7th place with the Rocket RX with a 1 minute 5.9. Yeah, honestly, it's a good car actually, the Rocket RX. Works on a few tracks, not all of them though, but that's something else. Anyways, when we talk about Savolax, I think that this is the best track to learn drifting, due to the fact that a lot of these corners are very long. They've actually got quite a lot of space for you to learn different lines and things like that, so you are actually able to learn all about the angles of drifting, maybe sometimes how to actually increase the angle of your drifter in order to shave off some speed to get yourself to the apex of a corner, and obviously it is very forgiving because of these, so that's why I would highly recommend it. However, when we start going into trying to get out the fastest lap time possible, the challenge of Savolax ramps. It really is a lot harder to set a very, very fast lap time around here than some of the other tracks I've gone around. It was seriously hard to do it, but I did manage to do it in the end. So let's have a look at essentially my world record lap. This lap I'm going to show you here was about, I think, what, 300ths of a second off. So yeah, you'll see sort of what it will look like. Now, I'm just going to talk a brief bit about positioning for a lot of these corners. When you're seeing me take these corners in the Raiden RS, you'll notice that I'm hanging more towards the center of the track. This is because I don't really want to be out wide and trying to use a lot of drift angle into a lot of these corners, because I'm just going to be shaving off too much speed, and if I do that, there's a high chance I'm actually going to end up in the wall. However, for this right-hander here, you know, sometimes it is absolutely necessary to increase your drift angle so that you're able to shave off some more speed so you don't actually go wide. For this long left-hander hairpin there, you can see that again I'm hanging towards the centre, and then we're coming up to the trickiest section on the track here. There'll be a few clips of this. However, my main advice is go over the jump, brake, then set yourself up for the blind right-hander, because it is very, very dangerous. I've had many laps end because of that one corner. But that's actually quite a risky line. If you want something a little bit safer, then, you know, brake, go below 80 miles an hour, and then set yourself up much nicer for this left-hander hairpin. So, now that the track, basically the flyby, is out of the way and you've got lap examples, let's delve into the corners a little bit further. Now, for turn 1, we've got a very long run towards it because of the start-finish straight. I'm going to pause it here because this is my main method. So you see the marshal in this little box there, that is where I actually do my majority of braking, but also my handbrake. Not only that, that is when I actually move towards the center of the track. Reason being is because obviously of the whole drift angle and keeping that momentum going. With this track around this corner, you want to really keep around 50 miles an hour at the lowest. You know, I dipped a little bit lower in the Raiden RS, that's not too bad to keep it on the inside, but you don't really want to be dropping lower than that, otherwise you might end up in the wall. So definitely, you know, this corner is absolutely perfect for learning how to drift properly. If you can do this corner, go into the inside and just one drift, you're starting to get there. So, you know, practice this corner with drifting, completely fine. However, you do want to keep it tight on the exit because you've got this immediate right-hander turn 2, which is a little bit tighter. Now, you do want to clear this track out. You can see a little on there that I'm clearing out a bunch of the fences and I clear out the tyre bundle at the end. Reason being is because you want to have access to the little bit of the banking that is on the inside of the corner, because it allows you to put yourself on the apex a little bit better, and it lines you up nicer for the exit, because you don't want to be going on the left hand side of that bush there. You can drive through it, no problems, because you crash into that metal thing, I'm not too sure what it is, and it will completely ruin because it will tighten the exit of turn 2. So if you're crashing that, just restart because you will lose so much time. Now turn 3, we've got this very long uphill left-hander that has a little bit of a camber sort of at the exit of the corner. You do definitely want to use this because you are able to put yourself on a nicer position for the exit. Obviously, as well, you want to clear out these tyre bundles that you can see me miss at the top corner, ignore that, and clear out a bunch of the fences as well, because at the exit of the corner, you want to keep it tight. You don't want to run off wide, because you're going to put yourself onto a dodgy angle for the chicane that's coming up ahead, because it's a right-left chicane. Not only that, for the corner, if you saw the maiden lap, you will notice that I didn't brake or handbrake it whatsoever. I don't think I handbrake it, I can't remember. However, don't brake for this corner, you don't need to. Just throw the car into the corner, shift down if you have to. It's not absolutely necessary, but a fair few cars you will need to shift down. So, you know, it's completely dependent on how you've tuned your gears. If you've got shorter gears, then you probably will. If you've got longer gears, then you won't have to too much. Anyways, enough about that. If we then head over to this chicane, you've got the little tyre bundles on the left of the pole. I'd clear them just because it sets you up a little bit nicer. You've got a little bit more access to the left-hander part of the chicane, so you're able to straight line it a little bit more and set yourself up nicer to get closer to the wall without having to shrug off too much speed. This corner here is actually why I didn't use the super venom, because it struggled around here. Anyways, you've got a little bit of a crest they have to go over, and then you've got one of the trickiest corners on the track, this right-hander by the marshals. Now, there's a bunch of fences that you want to clear here. However, I wouldn't clear all of them, because you can use it as a reference of where you want to get the car to turn in. Obviously, as well, you've got a few tyre bundles you want to remove on the inside and the outside, because if you're going a little bit wide, you want those tyre bundles gone, just so that, you know, it clears out the track from all of the scenery. You can see there, I'm going to pause it, underneath the fence is just the tiniest of bumps. That little bump has cost me a lot of laps, because I don't put enough drift angle on it, so the car straightens up and ends off in the trees. So, you know, this is one of the corners where I actually can recommend you to actually increase the drift angle so that you deal with that little tiny bump a little bit better off than if you were trying to tackle it normally. However, a lot of the safer lines is just to not really bother trying to get as close as possible to the little marshal post. Now, this left-hander hairpin, it's very open, actually does open out a little bit, and then it starts tightening in at the end of the corner. So when you saw my laps, you want to hang towards the middle of the track, obviously handbrake and brake, get it in to the corner and try and get as close to the wall towards the exit. Now, there is actually a little bit of a difference between the line that I use for things like the the Raiden RS, the Boomer RS, and the Killer BS compared to medium and big sized cars, and that's actually the exit of this corner. When I use the medium sized cars and the full sized cars, I actually go wide here. I clear out these tyre bundles and these fences, because when you actually have a look at the track, you'll get a little flyby in a minute, you actually see that on the right it is actually raised. So when you actually tackle that jump, you actually spend less time in the air. So you actually are able to accelerate more, and you know, you've got a little bit more speed heading towards this big towards the left-hander. However, if I'm in the Raiden RS, like I said, then I don't bother going all the way, like going out my way to go to the right. I just keep it on the track and then just let the car sort of straight line it out so I can carry more speed that way. Now we get onto the trickiest section here. Obviously, the big jump, you want to land towards the middle and the left, because if you land towards the right, the car will sort of straighten up on the landing, and it's not great. Obviously, it's a little bit bumpy on the very inside, so you want to keep it on the actual dirt path. Then you've got this small jump into another blind crest, or, well, a right-hander over crest, and it's completely blind. So, like I said at the beginning, I can't reiterate this enough, brake when you land. As well, as you can see there, the wall sort of bulges out and then goes away. I have lost a lot of lap times there because I try and tackle that corner too sharply and I crash into the wall. Obviously, the two bridge support guards there, you can take them out if you want. It's not necessary, but if you do find yourself going wide out of the final corner a lot, then yeah, take out those posts, just because they are quite heavy, so you lose a good amount of speed and it sets you up nicer. You know, you put yourself at a less risk of losing a lot of speed for the final corner. But yeah, I think I'll show you one more example. As you can see, I go on the brakes, put it into the right-hander, and then it sets you up much, much nicer for the final left-hander. You absolutely do want to brake and go to the inside, but it's a very dangerous corner as well, the entrance, because of the way the track is. You know, there's a little bit of a dip and then it rises sharply, so, you know, if you go over that, you're going to hit the bump and your car's going to go a little bit skew-way. However, that is the complete track guide for Savolax. I do hope that it has helped you out a little bit. All feedback is appreciated. If you think that there's some points you want me that I haven't quite covered enough, or you think that this track guide needed a lot more improvement, then, you know, the comments is the place to do it. I'm more than willing to help you out if you are struggling with this track to, you know, get you those better times. However, that's it from me. Take care, and ciao for now.